ladies, I just wanted to show you a quick smoky eye. Not super quick, but pretty quick smoky eye. I already put my makeup on, and I also used eye primer, so I already have that on. And I'm going to be using palette 2 today. As I drop all my stuff. The Moodstruck Addiction palette 2. It is like grays, and it's more of a brownish, but that is palette 2. And I'm just going to do one eye to show you, and then at the end I'll show you the final look with both eyes and mascara, but I didn't want to make the video crazy long. So I'm going to use Honorable first, and that I'm going to use as kind of a transition color. It's going to go above my crease. So that's going to be like your medium kind of shade, and you're going to want to use a matte color for that. So I'm using Honorable, which is kind of a lighter medium gray. And then I'm going to go with Cocky, which is the darker brown. And you just tap, don't like swipe. These are super, super pigmented. And so you don't need a lot at all. And I'm going to do the outside corner and up into the crease. And you can keep building on that. And then I usually come back in with a darker color kind of after I add a little bit more too. And you're basically here kind of doing a V on the outside corner of your eye. And then put a little bit more of the Honorable above it too. Now I'm going to use Blissful, which is that color right there. It's kind of a goldish metallic, not super gold. And I tap when I'm putting the shimmery colors on. I find it helps not get as much like on your cheeks. And I've been using the crease brush and the liner shader brush, the shader side. I will use the liner side as well. I'm going to go back in with the dark a little bit. Then I'm going to use Romantic, which is a little bit of a shimmer, to highlight the brow bone right under my brow. So that's where you're going to want to use the lightest color, right under your brow and the inner corner of your eye. And then the darker color is going to go in the crease and the outer corner of your eye. And you can do a little bit underneath. I don't want it too crazy underneath, but so you can go with that, or if you wanted to darken it a little bit, because I know sometimes a smoky eye is a bit darker, I use Perplexed if I want to go with a darker eye. So I'm just gonna, you can, like I said, kind of stop there, but I'm going to show you what that looks like as well. And again, I'm going to kind of start by tapping that on around the center of my lid. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the lighter, I think. And then you can use the liner shader to just kind of blend everything out a little bit if it's a little bit too. So that is the shadow. I used almost every color in palette 2. Now I'm going to go in and use the palette also as like a liquid liner. So what I use the refreshed rose water, and I just spray the end of the liner end of the brush. And you can use tap water if you want. I have the rose water and it works really well, so I use that. And actually, I'm going to use Peppy for that. It's the one on the end here, the darker one. And you don't want to get it too wet, but it needs to be wet enough. If you get it too liquidy, then it will start to run. So you can see it's not like crazy wet, but you want to get enough on the brush, but not have it run down your face. So what I do with this is I just tap along the lash line. And I do the whole top. You can do the wing if you want. I'm not going to do the wing today. If you wanted to do the wing, you would extend up from your bottom. So you want it to go at the same angle as like your bottom lid. So you could kind of go on the end there and then attach it if you wanted to do a wing. But I'm actually going to work today, so I don't want to go too crazy. So, and you can end there, or if you want the little bit darker kind of look, you can do what's called tight lining, which is when I'm using the black precision pencil eyeliner, and I'm going to do inside the waterline. Like I said, it's called tight lining, but it gives you a little bit darker kind of. So there you have it. One eye, smoky eye, one eye nothing. And I'm going to take a quick break. I will finish the other eye, put on the mascara, and come back so that you can see the full look then. I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back. I finished the other eye and I just added the mascara. So that for the smoky eye look, I used the eye primer, palette 2, the crease brush, the liner shader brush. I used both ends, and I used the precision pencil eyeliner just on the waterline on the bottom, and then the mascara. So if you have any questions at all, let me know. If there's a different palette you want to see done, any other colors, just let me know. Any questions? Thank you so much and have a great day.